So I'm sitting here, I'm watching a movie, just stalling, waiting on some time to go by so I could go and see my family for Christmas. And I'm just like going over past history and the past events of everything. Now I'm going over last year how I was incarcerated after my fist was controlled to punch someone in the face. I did not willingly punch someone in the face, my fist was controlled. Okay? So now I go to jail. They hold me in jail for a detainer that I already know that they can't hold me for, but they use it anyway. So I get stuck in jail for 4 months and 1 day and get released on my birthday, 10 days after the day I was supposed to be released. My court paperwork on my Gag 1 court paperwork, or excuse me, my Gag 2 write up when I'm going in there, states that I'm on 18 months probation and it doesn't mention any parole. And first of all, if I'm in jail for only misdemeanors, is not parole for like felony convictions? So my probation officer, the last time I seen him, says, "Oh no, you're not getting off probation anytime soon. You guys, you got all the way till next year. You got 6 months of parole. You got 18 months probation." I said, "I thought that all kind of consecutively with my jail time, I was told by my lawyer." Well, my probation officer stated to me in my last probation check-in that it's much longer than that, and that if I go to jail, they could just restart my probation. So now I filed an EPA report on Dennis Gordon immediately on Tuesday of 2 weeks ago, on the 12th of December. Immediately after, my bank account is emptied. There's no money in my bank account. A fraud. Someone hacked into my bank account and mailed a check out for my amount of my bank account. Then, after that, I did not have enough money to go check into my court-appointed doctor, which then that will violate me on probation as well. And now I'm jumping through hoops to try to find a new doctor because I have health insurance through my job now. Now, moving forward. Also, they start synthetically tormenting me, and it's so bad that I deleted Dennis's number so I can never text him again. Well, his wife's number was still in my phone. So they were torturing me so bad that I pulled up his wife's number and I texted her and I said, "Can you please ask your husband to leave me alone? This violates my stay away order." So now there's two things that they did to try to violate me on probation. Now, over the course of the weekend, they had me smash my phone again and break it in half. After my roommate, David Brotzman, comes to me on Friday and says, "Hey man, I need money. Can you buy this? I need money for cigarettes. Can you buy this bottle of vodka off me?" So I said, whatever. I'll buy a bottle of vodka off you. I said, "But I can't give you the money till tomorrow because I have a check and I have to go to the bank to cash it." David Brotzman looks at me straight in the eyes and he says, "If you don't give me this money tomorrow, I will kill you." Okay? So then I give him the money. I I start drinking the vodka. He has me buy iced tea for him and me, but I don't get none of the iced tea because that's how Dave operates. Now, they get me heated. I text Dennis's wife and I say, "Hey, please have Dennis leave me alone." Then immediately after this, my cell phone gets broken half. So then I sense something is fishy's up. So I immediately go to the police station and file a report. The next Sunday morning, I type up a report and send it over there, along with messages from Donna Miller. Donna Miller is David Brotzman's girlfriend. Now, Donna Miller had stated that David Brotzman had took $2,500 from her and she can't get it back. David Brotzman also is always, doing his own thing, which I've mentioned in the past that we don't need to mention in this video. So now, while they're controlling me again, while I'm messaging Donna, they control me to say, I think I'm going to kill Dave. And then, after that, they puppeteer me to mail these messages to my probation officer. So now my probation officer, when he comes back from vacation, if he hasn't already got them, is going to come to these messages that say, hey, I know mind control, which I do. I'm not going to deny that. I was taught by magicians. I was taught by magicians purposely. And that I want to kill Dave. I don't want to kill anyone. I never wish to put harm on anybody. But this is what these individuals do. I don't think Dave Brotzman or Dennis Gordon know each other, but I believe they're in like the little same ring of circles or little mobsters. When I went to the police station to say, hey, David Brotzman or Dennis or someone just tormented me and they had me break my phone in half, they immediately already knew David's number and they went back and called them. I never gave them Dave's number. How do they know David's number? Pretty weird, huh? Then again, too, there was another time where I interviewed my probation officer like a lawyer. And I asked him, how did you make initial contact with Dennis Gordon? Because Dennis Gordon fed my probation officer a whole bunch of lies. He said that I got fired from his job when I quit. He said that I stole tools, and I did not steal tools. I just never got the opportunity to take them out of my fucking tool bag before Dennis came up and pulled them out of my tool bag. And then Dennis sent a detailed list saying all these line items of things I took from his work, when really Dennis was the one borrowing tools from me and my father the whole time I worked there. And then on top of this, this is all just like, and this is over a year I haven't seen it. There's over a year I haven't seen Dennis. Now it's less than a year. I stopped working for him in January, February, March, April. I stopped working for him in either March or April of 2022. So it's not quite a year yet. But, so all this is going on, and now I have a probation check-in on the 5th, and they're going to try to put me back in jail again, I would imagine. So I'm putting this video out there for Fox News to see how Northampton County does it, how mobsters in the area does it, how they treat children or young adults in this area. I consider myself a young adult even though I'm 36 years old now, because they just put me in a box and they don't let me do anything. If you go and interview anyone that ever lived at Dave Brotzman's house, there's a Hispanic girl named Yodera. There's another individual named Chris. There's another one over there named Trevor right now that's living there. He physically abuses all of them. Or not physically, excuse me, not physically. Mentally and like verbally abuses all of them. He's never physically abused me. I don't know where that came from or how that slipped out. And then if you go and look at Dennis Gordon and all of his track record of all of his the individuals who worked for Dennis Gordon, they've all been fired maliciously in very, very heinous and malicious ways. And I would be willing to bet that if you went and interviewed them and asked them how their lives had been after they've worked for Dennis Gordon or after they've lived with David Brotzman, they all have very similar stories, I would imagine. The IRS has been on top of David Brotzman, and Dennis Gordon was under an investigation from the IRS already, and he was having to put all of his stuff through payrolls, specific payrolls for the IRS to monitor. So all these individuals, are falling within the lines of scheming, getting away with all sorts of like monetary manipulation and all sorts of stuff like that as well. Dennis Gordon, too, before I got arrested, he walked me into Judge Zito's courtroom, not in her courtroom, but into the lobby, and a detective said, "Hey, Chris, come here." And I believe Dennis was walking me in there so a detective can put a face to my name. Nothing ever came of this. He said, "Wait, you're not the right Chris." And he told me to leave. And then Dennis just came out of the back and walked away. And we left. And we never did anything. And then Dennis Gordon also had State Trooper Officer Gentelli on his phone after he waited 2 weeks to put a warrant on me and tell my mother that he was going to put her in jail for harboring a fugitive when he could have just came to my household. I mean, Dennis Gordon has my cell phone number and my home address. He's my boss. And so did the individual who got punched because he drove me to my house to pick up tools before, and he has my cell phone number, Michael Sutherland. Why did the state trooper never come to my house? Why did he call individuals all the way out in Texas that are my family members, distant family members, some of them at which I've never even met? And then after he contacted that side of my family, now my brother-in-law has been having angry fits and seizures similar to what I've been experiencing. This is just some things that I want to bring to everyone's attention because this is serious shit. And this is what these two individuals, I believe, along with crooked law enforcement, have been doing. And if you go through and watch all these videos, you'll have valid proof of it. And if you cross-check all the information, you'll be amazed at what you find out. But that's all I have to say.